So that's us. Long time, long time, long time. New channel. It's all changed. How are you?
Aye, not too bad, mate. It's
Good,
been a
good.
while, so it has.
Last time I seen you, mate, you were it was over in Leeds. We were over celebrating being champions.
Yes, the bus parade.
Oh,
Oh, it was
mate,
brilliant.
it
So it
was
was
something else,
really
mate. It was
good.
something
Good
else.
day out, good trip, and you know, we met plenty of people when we were there. So we did,
it's I've never
including
been
the.
I've never been around so many Leeds fans in my life. I didn't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but it was great, wasn't it? It was great. I What a season! What a season! Now with this shit with the Premier League to deal with, VAR and corruption and 45 minutes to do a decision with VAR when the blind can see it within seconds. But listen, we'll get into it. We'll get into it, folks. Welcome to the channel. What we're going to do, we're going to do a quick intro. I'm not going to go through all this. Every other channel does. Do what you have to do. Hit the likes, hit the subscribes, stuff like that. And as we say, let's get into it. There we go. Nearly caught me picking my nose, but it's a nice new wee intro. Do you like it?
Yep, mate. Looking well. A lot of
That's
hard work
good.
went into it,
Well, we'll see how it
so
goes.
it
We'll
did.
see how it goes. So, what we're going to do today, obviously, it's our first. Bear with me there. I apologize. I'm just hitting buttons and being an ass. You know how it works when you first get on. What we're going to do, we're going to get into it. Let's get the fixtures up. Have you had a chance to look at them?
Yes, I was waiting 9 o'clock this morning, like everybody else,
I was
and I
the
think you
same.
texted me at like half eight and said the rumours Everton. You were right.
I was spot on, wasn't it? I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock and had a wee text message to say, we got Everton made at home, and I'm like, I haven't even opened my eyes or had a coffee yet, and straight away got that text message Everton. I was like, it's actually kind of
It's a nice, easy one to start,
it's
especially being at home.
it's
You know, if it
poetic
was
with
away, it'd probably be more, away at their stadium. They'll obviously want to win their first game ever game there, so it's nice getting them at home.
it is, and
And
again, it's a bit poetic. I was saying with Kinnear, our old director, who decided to jump ship, and
yes,
almighty Satan Jack Harrison is coming back with a wee link there too. So it was kind of poetic. I'm actually glad it's Everton, to be honest with you. It kind of gives it a bit of a bite. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to get smashed and battered every single week in the Premier League.
I actually think I think us and Everton are kind of like two similar teams, so it'll be interesting.
It
So
really
well,
is. It's over the years. Like Everton always fight with relegation. I mean, it's
yeah, they
always
always
they
seem
just
to.
yeah. Do you
Yep.
remember that was a while back before Newcastle became one of the richest clubs in the world? Do you remember that was in Newcastle? They were fighting on survival every single year. To the point where I was actually saying that Shay Given kept Newcastle in the league for about 7 seasons running. Do you remember that? Back in the good old
Yes.
days when football was football. They were always just right there struggling
Yeah.
and they always ended up staying up until they didn't. Obviously, it's the same with
Yeah.
anything. You find your keys and you're going to keep looking for them. I was looking at the fixtures.
Eventually,
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm saying eventually your luck runs out, but doesn't it?
Well, how long do Everton have to go before their luck runs out? Because they're literally at
You know,
the breaking point every single year. Every
but
year they're fighting
they
with it.
finished the they finished the season off strong, so they
Yeah,
did.
they did.
You
Moyes was
know,
a good appointment. It just shows you your
yeah, you
man
look at it that way.
Dice. Dice is not a great manager. He's more of a defensive, isn't he? He's too defensive in
Yeah,
this
he's
league.
more just keep them in the league.
That's it. That's it. I was looking at the fixtures, going to have a look. I honestly think that first three games, Everton, obviously Arsenal, it's going to be tough. Newcastle, I think it's going to be a good game. That one can go 50-50. I know Newcastle have one of the best midfields in the league, and you can argue with me black and blue, but those two centre midfielders are absolutely fantastic. They really are. But I was looking more in December. Have you seen December? So 3rd of December we have
Yes,
Chelsea, Liverpool.
Liverpool twice.
Yeah, yeah. I was looking at that going that that can't be good. Listen, let me
But
tell you this.
do you know what?
We've Go ahead.
Do you know what? Sorry.
No,
Uh,
that's all right.
I think having a tough December will probably be, would help us because we've plenty of time to recover if we
Mm-hmm.
don't get the points.
we're always known to be bad in December anyway. I think this is the first season
Yeah,
in how many years where we've actually had a good December. We went all
but
year in the
if
championship without defeat.
see if them fixtures were in April,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be more worried. You know, the fact that it's
Yeah.
December, we'll plenty of time to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to recover if it don't get obviously we're not in the month with 0 points, but you know where I'm going.
Yep. Well,
you
do you know
know,
what? See, to be honest with you, I think Brentford are going to be in trouble. I really do. I
yeah,
mean, their manager's way, the guy, their
and
centre
Buemo,
backs, yeah,
Visa,
yeah. And obviously, there's a lot of links now with every old manager always wanting their old players. I personally think
yeah.
Brentford are going to be struggling. There's talks about your man Anderson taking over them, and that is the worst managerial appointment I'll ever see in my life. Is
The prop,
Keith Andrews, isn't it? Sorry,
yeah, I've seen that, but I don't think that'll happen.
it looks
So I
strong.
don't.
Did I
He's a Sky pundit. He's not the
is he?
manager.
I hate him. I know I shouldn't be swearing. I'm sorry, but I can't stand that guy. He hates Leeds as much as I hate him. I really do. I can't stand. You're a big fan of going over, Aaron. You go over a lot. I mean, how many times were you over last year?
I think 5 times, 4 or 5 times.
Are you
See, to be honest, it was
mm,
happening that much. So it was just I wasn't even counting.
are you going to
So it
go over
wasn't.
this year? Are you going to get over? Or is it going to be gold
You
dust
know,
already?
I'll probably not get over in August. I'll probably wait till the hype dies down with the tickets because although Everton on Monday night,
Hmm.
it'll obviously be a sellout, but I think Monday night 8 o'clock, there'll be quite a few people that'll rule themselves out of that one.
Yeah, and can you
So
get
well,
tickets? Are the tickets the same as they
uh,
were last year? Now you're in the Premier League though. Is the big key.
it's the problem is that you go on the site, the members,
Mm-hmm.
you go on when it sort of works, season ticket, then membership for 10 years, and then I'm just in the members bracket, so I have to wait,
Good
3 times.
things come to those who wait. Isn't that what they say? Like,
But
um.
no,
So
but once if you log on that day, you've a chance, but the chances of getting them are pretty
mm,
slim.
especially now you're in the
First
Premier
game
League.
back. But then I was at the first game back after COVID, the Everton game a couple of years
Mm-hmm.
ago. I
Mm-hmm.
managed to get tickets for it, and the first
In the
game
Premier League.
officially with fans. So obviously there was a season where you couldn't go over, and then the Everton game
Mm-hmm.
that following August,
Yeah.
was the first game back with fans I was at, so it was good.
Yeah, so we got a comment. First comment of the new channel. Well, hey, Halo 43 says December is going to be a tough month. With I think it's going to be our killer. I honestly do. We're not a great team. We're just not a great team in December. We never have been. We never will be. That's why I said last year was like an anomaly, but we were something else last year. We broke every record under the sun. I know it's a
I
championship
think
and we're in the Premier
September is
League.
probably going to be the month you're going to be looking at maybe taking maximum points if you can. Fulham away,
Mm-hmm.
Wolves away, Bournemouth home.
Mm-hmm.
7 out of 10.
But
Or
Bournemouth,
7 out of 9. Sorry, I would like to see
Bournemouth,
there.
are they not like Leeds 2.0? They've got Lewis
But
Cook,
it's
Sinisterra, Tyler Adams.
yeah. Don't get me wrong, they're a good team, but
They are good.
we're at home. Only a handful of teams have beat us at home in the last 2 years.
Again, championship.
I
This
know
is
it's a
it.
different level, but
It's a different kettle of
if
fish,
if
mate.
you're unbeaten at home,
Hmm.
give yourself a chance.
I honestly, my teams here, the teams that think is going to be in with us in the mix now. There's no denying it. We're going to be in a relegation battle, right? Fact. We're Leeds. We're only
Yeah,
up the last
100%.
3 years. The last 3 years, the three teams that went up is the three teams that came down. There's one team exception. There's
Yeah,
Nottingham Forest, and they had to break the rules to get that.
yeah.
Obviously, they're doing great now, but they had to actually physically break the rules to get that. Um,
See,
I
here's
I think Wolves are screwed. I think Brentford are screwed, and I think Fulham and West Ham's going to be there as well. I think there's going to. I think the top 10 and the bottom 10 is going to be a massive gap. Just I don't know why I'm starting to shout. Personally, I think so.
I think it's going to be obviously
Mm-hmm.
the three teams coming up. Probably throw Brentford in there.
Mm-hmm.
You'll probably throw Wolves in there, and you'll throw Everton in there.
Everton,
Um,
I forgot about Everton. Yeah, top 10. I think the top 10 is going to run away with it, and the bottom 10 are all going to fight it out. It's going to be close. We need to spend good. As James says here, going to be a hard season for Leeds, only coming up to be good. Yeah, you're right. Again, it's the 49ers are smart. They're not. We came up last time in the Premier League and we had that tit who we thought was a good idea at the time, the old owner who was spending money for fun and putting all those relegation clauses in. The owners we've got now, it's a different kettle of fish. It's a different kettle of fish. Look at the players they're banned. They're banned that be all from Udinese, number two. I love the way they say number two in clearances in the league. In other words, he's second. It's like if he says top five, he's fifth. You just tell him where it is. Um, yeah.
I'm just wondering. I'm just sort of wondering with that signing where it sort of leaves Strike. You know, because it's obviously going to be Rodon and Beale going to be starting,
I'm just passionate,
and
mate. That's all it
Strike.
is.
They might go with three, but that's it's
I don't think they're going.
totally new system then.
I don't think they're going to go with three. I'm looking at the league, mate. We're going to get battered every week.
Yeah,
Fargo loves to play possession ball. I mean, what was our lowest possession? 53, 54% over the average of the
yeah.
season. It's not going to be the same. Everton, I think, personally, I think we're going to batter Everton. I really do. I'm sorry. I just can't stand Everton. I think we're going to batter them. Arsenal's going to
I
batter
think
us.
I think 2-0. I think we can beat Everton 2-0.
I think it's going to be a
So we
big.
can.
Yeah, I think they're going to be up for it. I mean, it
But
depends who
going
we get.
back to the where the points are going to come from, September is going to be a big month. You're going to have to
Mm-hmm.
at least target 7 from 9 in September.
Let's have a look. Fulham Wolves. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you. So you look, even look in October, Spurs. If we get the Spurs from last year, we'll be flying. That's 3 points. Jesus. Do you know here? Fun fact for you: Spurs lost more games last season in the Premier League than Leeds did the year they got relegated. Did you know
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
That just
22
shows you
matches.
the gap. Yeah, that's disgusting, like, isn't it? And United as well. We lost the same amount as Man United. Can't stand Man United. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mind Spurs. Burnley, we need to beat. Fact. There's no hands about that. That's the relegation team
Yeah.
winners. We need to beat those. And West Ham, I think, are in trouble too. Your man, what's his name? Potter. I don't rate him as a manager. He came into Brighton. Brighton. He had a good year. It's only been one season he had good. Every other season has been a fail. Look at
The
him at
thing with
Chelsea.
Brighton is, but
Mm,
you're you're just basically coaching the players. The data's their sports data is basically picking who they're going to sign, and you're just putting them out on the pitch.
mm-hmm. Do you know what
So
I want to do?
technically,
Yeah, I want to interrupt you. Sorry. This is important, right? So James put in, I think Everton are a decent side this season. They have no players at the minute. It depends on who they buy. I mean, they had 60% of their squad gone, didn't it? All out of contracts. Also, Calvin Lewis is gone. Keane's gone. Harrison's back with us. I hate the bastard. Sorry, shouldn't swear. They don't have a lot of players, right? As a Newcastle fan, I'm nervous this season. I don't think you have nothing to be nervous about. I'm excited to
no,
watch Newcastle. But the last part
nothing
of
to worry
this,
about.
yeah, the last part of this is key for me. This is why I don't want to be in the Premier League, right? Premier League is the be all end all. I get it. It's the money. For me as a fan, money means nothing. I don't give a shit if you spend 20 quid or 40 billion on a player. It's nothing to me. I'm a fan. But the fact is, Man City has now spent. How much have Man City spent already before the first? Like, they've got in a whole new team, haven't they?
It's, it
That's
is
a
quite a bit
200,
like
200. Yeah, they can spend for fun. Chelsea are now spending for fun. Are now into the what, 1.7, 1.8 billion in the last two
yeah.
seasons. Newcastle are 10 times richer than any other club in the world, and they can't buy a bacon buddy. It, it, I
But
hate it.
what I was
I
looking
hate
at
it.
as well, see that I only found this out. See
Mm-hmm.
uh, that World Club competition. You get £2 million for a win, and it doesn't count. You know the PSR. You can put
Mm-hmm.
that into the PSR thing. So
Yeah, but
Man City and Chelsea,
yeah,
are getting. They win a game, they're getting 2 million just
but it's
by winning
fixed.
one game.
Okay, so
Like
the
you look,
world
Chelsea beat who was it? They beat at the Atlanta Stadium the other night.
two two
Two
nil,
0
wasn't it?
or sorry, I 2-0, yeah,
Aye,
and that's banked them 2 million.
straight away. There you go,
You
profit.
know what I mean? Straight away.
But
You
that
know.
that's what I'm saying to you. Like Champions League teams get 12 million a game, isn't it, in total? That doesn't affect PSR or P, whatever you call that, fair play. So they get 12 million
It's
straight away per game. Leeds are only up from the champion. So clubs in the Premier League who've had 3 years behind them are allowed to have a loss of 130 million. Fact, right? No problem. Leeds,
yeah,
they're only. I'm using Leeds because obviously it's a league channel, but Burnley and Sunderland, they're allowed a maximum loss of 30 million. So straight away, we're near 100 million difference, right?
it's
We're allowed to.
absolutely mad. But the Ipswich chairman even said he says he'd be watching what way Leeds operate this year because he found it tough last year.
Who? Sorry.
Ipswich chairman.
Yeah. Again, the three teams that came up is the three teams that go down. It's not even close anymore. They'd be lucky to hit 30 points now. It used to be, what was the golden? 34, 36 points was the
I think it's about you need about 38.
aye, but they
So
went
you do.
down with 28. Ipswich were,
Yeah,
and they, so Spurs were above them, and they had to get lower than 28 points. It's not on. Listen, by the way, Isco's not going to Liverpool. I don't care what anybody says. He's not going to Liverpool.
no, I don't
Not a
think
chance.
no
Nah,
chance.
not a chance. Not a
The
chance.
the
Listen,
problem
James,
is
go
the
ahead.
problem for what do you call Liverpool is Newcastle get Champions League, so
Yeah.
that
So does
basically
Liverpool.
rules out him going. To be
Yeah,
honest,
I don't think
Champions League.
I don't think he's going. To be honest, I was actually being nosy. I was
Where are they going to play him?
up front. He's a striker.
No, but I mean, you know,
I
they've
know what
got
you mean.
how many attacking players have they got?
A lot, but they're getting rid of your man Diaz, isn't he? He couldn't hit a net if it was open. What do you call the striker
Well,
they
see,
have?
go they've
Nunez? No, not
Nunez,
Nunez.
they've
Is it
Jota.
Nunez? No, Nunez is gone.
Yeah,
Nunez is away to AC Milan. I think. I think that's the talk with Emmons. I don't know. I think Liverpool will not be the same team. They've got Salah, yes, but he's 34. They've got Van Dijk. Is it Robinson's not away as well, isn't he? Is he not leaving to Atletico?
Robertson.
Yeah, is he not away to Atletico? There's talks of him leaving.
Uh, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's away there.
but if he was to go, I think you're talking about 120 million.
For who?
Isak.
Oh, I thought you meant Robinson. I was about to say no
No,
chance. Jesus.
no, no.
No.
You're talking 120 million.
Who would you think Leeds would take to bring in? Listen, there's a defender that I don't know. There's so many. See what Leeds nowadays and Leeds fans. There is so many links with everybody. We're linked with absolutely every Liverpool player, every Newcastle player, every Man City player. We actually are linked with Man City player. Your man McAllister. It's went quiet recently, but there's talks of him. We're going to get our foot in the door with him. Couldn't tell you what he's like, Paul. You would know more than me. You're a Man City fan. Couldn't tell you, but we
I
got that striker coming. He came in from Jesus.
Wolfsburg was it?
That's it. Yeah, and they're saying that he's a crap. He's not crap. He's just been injured. I mean, look at Leeds. They cracked up about Solomon coming in. He's injured. He's injured. He's injured. He's injured. He played what every game bar two.
I would like. I said to you a while ago. I'd like to see, and he
Yeah,
scored
that's him.
2 goals, but I'd like to see that boy Jonathan David from
The
Lille. Is it?
The Canadian.
The Canadian international looks decent player, but you're talking about 30, 40 million, just to
Mm-hmm.
buy him. But he would be one I would want,
Yeah.
for a striker, but
Could we afford him in
whether or not we
Canada?
pay that sort of money. But then there was rumours today that we're looking at the Fulham Muniz. Is it
Yeah. But he
26 million
hasn't played.
plus 7 million add-ons
He
today?
hasn't. He hasn't played
So
either.
it looks like we are going to spend, decent money on a striker.
Oh no, we have the money. Leeds have the money. It's just what we're allowed to spend.
Yeah, which makes
I,
me think as well.
I think this is a
The likes
different Davis that we're talking about, isn't it? There's three Canadian Davis. There's a what do you call the other Davis?
Alfonso, is
There's
it?
three of them. Alfonso
Aye,
Davis. Yeah, he's
aye,
the
but
one.
this is David. This
He's.
isn't Davis.
I know. Okay, I'm getting confused. Is it then? He's the Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's the one you're talking about. He's not a free agent, is he?
yeah, striker. I think he plays for Lille.
I didn't think he was free. Sorry, maybe I'm getting. Wouldn't be like me to be wrong player, would it? Like to be honest with you. No, it's definitely not Tim Moore. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't think he's a free agent, but I think you're talking 30, 40 million.
Yeah, I thought he was about 30, 40 million. I didn't think he was a free. Maybe we could be wrong. We could be wrong. Somebody's being funny. Could you imagine me in nets?
Fuck me.
Could
Next
even
Nigel Martin.
listen. He's probably younger than me too. To be honest with you, I know. Jesus Christ, I do nothing. I'll scream in the sidelines as I always do. But yeah, so we're looking at the fixtures anyway. Let's get back on track. We're going into transfers. We didn't want to. Listen, realistic. All joking aside, where do you think we're going to end up? Like looking at the fixtures, I personally think we're going to have a really good start, which is key, right? Really, really good start. I think we'll get points at Everton. James will fight with me back in blue with Newcastle, but I
I
think
think
we'll get
Arsenal's a write off.
I get rid of
I
that.
think Arsenal's a write off, and I think we can try and get a draw against Newcastle. I think
Yeah, that's going to
four
be a good
points
game.
from 4 points from 9 in August, I'll be happy with.
Free contract. If he's free, go for it.
Oh, well, there you
Jesus.
are. He's free agent in July. Flip, we might be able to get him then.
No, 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 will not. I'm shocked we got
But
that other
then,
player. To be honest with you, James, you're
uh,
watching the show here, mate. There is a centre back that we got, Beal. Newcastle were going for him, and I am absolutely shocked that we got him over Newcastle. Champions League, big money, richest club. How we got him, I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I would,
Couldn't tell you.
you hear these stories all the time. Teams are in and then they aren't. And where Newcastle actually really in from.
I think they
You
might have
know,
been. I think when Leeds made the offer because he was away in his wedding, and Newcastle says, well, "What's the crack with him? Is he signed or what's going on?" I personally think that they were definitely in for him.
I think I know what's happened.
Mm.
He didn't want to play in black and white anymore.
Oh yeah, he newsy, he newsy. That's racist.
So he didn't.
What?
Uh,
Oh, I
he
was
might
rooting
be
for that. It might be the BLL. His name is BL. Yeah, I see what you did there. I did that yesterday as
very good.
well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's comedy right there. Comedy. Um, Realistically, right? I think we're going to have an amazing start of the season. I'm looking at it. We've got Fulham, we've got
Well,
Wolves,
if you break
Bournemouth,
down
Burnley, West Ham,
August,
Brighton. Yeah,
I'd be happy in see August. I'd be happy with 4 points.
I agree.
I think if we
September.
get the win against Everton, draw against Newcastle, we'll probably
Mm,
lose against Arsenal. Well, the same probably. We'll probably, it will probably happen. So, well,
look at this. The season
uh,
hasn't even started yet. You're losing your striker. Your words is it goes away to Liverpool. We'll beat you 3-1. Actually,
3-1.
Longstaff's been linked with Newcastle, has he not?
Longstaff and there's Taggart and then Nick Pope as well. But I can't
Aye,
see Nick Pope like
neither.
sitting behind James Trafford. He'll
Mm,
obviously want to move if Trafford, if Trafford joins. Trafford's a brilliant keeper. Like I really rate him. Like I've been watching him the last couple of years, and I have to say, see the next 10 years, he'll be in
I'm a big fan
England.
of him.
He'll be in England number one. So he will.
Mm. To be honest, I know James is a Newcastle fan here. James Townsend, shout out to James there. He's a massive Newcastle fan, and he's fair play to you, man. I remember having a chat with you a couple of months back when you won the trophy. I said to you, it's a different feeling when you don't win a trophy for a long time. That like Man City, the likes of Man United back in the day, Real Madrid, and all those big teams, they win trophies and it's second nature. There's no oomph in it. I remember having a chat with you when we won the league and you won the. Was the FA Cup they won against Liverpool, wasn't it? The League Cup. League Cup, Crystal Palace won it. And I remember chatting with you and the experience and just the excitement in your voice. I get it. It's brilliant. That just I get it. I get it. But yeah, we are linked with Longstaff. James, if you are still watching, your thoughts on Longstaff. Tell us what you know and what you think of him. You would know more than anybody. He's been at Newcastle his whole flipping career. Let us know in the comments anyway. But going back to this, realistically, by the end of the season, where do you think? Now, obviously, you want us to win the league because that's your heart tells you. But where do you honestly think, as a non-biased opinion, do you think Leeds might be?
I probably would say 16th, 17th, and that's just being, you know,
Yeah,
realistic. You know,
you really are.
you've 17 teams there that have been taking Premier League money for the last 4 seasons.
I know, but gee, I don't know. For some reason, I've got Brentford and Wolves in my head that they're going to be struggling big time. Like, you really, I don't know. I just think
I
they're
don't.
going to struggle worse than
I
we
watched
are.
Wolves. I watched Wolves there last year, and they weren't picking up points, but they were playing good football,
Mm,
and eventually they did come good. I know they've lost a couple of key players, but the recruitment all seems to be spot on.
I know, but they can't keep up their recruitment. There's nobody fucking left to recruit anybody. Does he not? Did he not bring most of his staff as well?
You know, they seem to lose a player, and then they seem to find an R player.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. But I think James wouldn't start for us. Listen, to be honest, I don't think any midfielder in the Premier League would start over your two centre backs, your two centre midfielders. I think they're absolutely fantastic. They're very underrated. You'll get a lot of people, the United, the Liverpool fans, the Man City fans will tell you they're crap. They're not. The two centre midfielders Newcastle have are absolutely sublime. They really are, and it's no downgrade to Longstaff. It's just he has to compete with that. When you've got those two in front of you, it's not saying you're bad. You know what I mean? Do you remember your man Sancho or Sanchez went to Arsenal, went to United, and then went to Inter? He was number two in Barcelona behind Messi. He was never going to get in. He was never going to get in. It's just one of those things. But listen, yeah, I think 15th. I'm going for 15th. I think Leeds are going to go out all guns blazing. I really do.
I
I
think well,
really
the two of us can kind of agree that it's going to be, you know, the bottom end of the Premier League. Being realistic, you know, it's not going to be easy. As I said to you, you know, a couple of minutes ago, you've you've 17 teams that have took, you know, the Premier League money for the last 4 years. That's what you're up against. When you get the year free, when you get the year free in the Premier League, you get, you know, the PSR stretches even more. So you have a bigger budget to work with, but
Mhm.
it's getting the year free before you actually get that there.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. I generally do think there's going to be a lot of teams behind us. Wolves are selling all their players. Brentford are selling all their players. West Ham, I think, are going to be struggling too. I really do. I don't know. We'll never
I
know.
don't know about West Ham.
Do you honestly think
I
they're going to
think
come through?
they're too good. You know, eventually it'll click.
But we've been saying that all year. We said that all
I
last
but
season too, and they just went down the league step by step. They
oh
didn't get
no,
any
but
better.
it's a fresh start. You know, see what they'll do in the transfer window. I personally think West Ham, you know, are in a false position. But the players have
West
got.
Ham. We'll see. Well, you never know. You never know. You listen. They could go out and buy somebody to replace Antonio up front, and he get whacking 50 goals. But your man Bowen's there. Somebody could come in and swipe Bowen because he is a cracking player. Bowen's an absolute cracking player. I think so, and I agree with this. If somebody's a West Ham fan, fair play.
West Ham till I die.
Well, you have to. You have to listen. We never know. Listen, thoughts on Somerville? If you're a West Ham fan, he's been injured most of the season, but did he step up in the Premier League because he killed it in the Championship with us the first season, didn't he? 21
And
goals
do you
and
think you said we were
11
paid?
assists. Nah, for Somerville, I don't think so. I don't know. They could. They could. Who knows?
I'm speaking of transfers, the amount of money we raked in last year, you know, we raked in, you know,
That's
money
incredible.
for Archie Gray, 40 million, you know, Reuter 40 odd million,
45
Somerville
million, yeah.
25. You know, it's Kamara, you know, we doubled their money in Kamara. So I think that's what Sheffield United are going to be up against this year. You know, having to go again year two, but without all that money coming in.
Mm.
You
I
know,
want
it'll
to
be
go back.
interesting to see what they do.
I want to go back to this comment. I know we were having a waffle and I didn't want to interrupt you. Longstaff, I'd love him to stay. Workhorse, I heard that. Jordy, boy, 100%. See this guy here, Tonali. How the flip did you get Tonali for 50 million? I know he was a gambler and he was banned for a year, but you didn't know that at the time. What a player. He's still young as
Yeah,
well, isn't he? How old is he? 23, 24?
100% agree. Like he's watching him, like he
Aye.
just makes the game look so easy.
Ooh. Thoughts on that?
Sunderland, well, yes, Sunderland, Burnley. I don't know about
I'd
Wolves.
be happy with that. I don't, I'd take that right now and go, sweet, no problem. All right.
I would maybe, I would swap Wolves for Brentford.
I don't know.
I just think
I don't know.
sooner or later, Brentford's luck's going to run out. You know,
Mm.
they're a small club. You know, I remember about 10 years ago when Leeds were in League One and you were watching. You know, Brentford I think were down in League Two at one point. So they
All
were.
right.
You know, and
Okay.
you know what I mean, and the
Yeah.
rose up so quick. But sooner or later, you know, when you're only getting the small gates. You know, I know they're pulling money in. You know, this year, but it's how they spend it. You know, that's going to be crucial. Like, you know,
I,
and
I'd take us in a heartbeat. Sorry to interrupt you. I'd take it in a heartbeat. Yep, let's do it. That's fact. James, you're a legend. That's it.
I don't know about
That,
Wolves. I think Wolves are a big team. You know, they always seem to get the recruitment right. And I think, you know, as I said earlier, watching them last year, they were playing
Mhm.
good football, but they weren't getting the points.
Yeah, fair enough. Message here from many. I'm just going to call you Rory. I'm sorry. Longstaff is an Royal player. How he doesn't get into the Newcastle team is unbelievable. But listen, let's go
It's
back to
basically what
James's.
you said.
Yeah, let's
You
go
know,
back to this comment from James. He is a Newcastle fan. How does Longstaff get in over those? No,
you
realistically,
can't. It's
I get it. I get it. I'm not saying Longstaff's a crap player. He's really not.
he sort of you're talking with them boys in front of him. You're talking coming on the 79th minute, 80th minute of games. You
Mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm.
that's where he's at with that team.
Yeah,
Maybe
Longstaff.
getting 10 minutes.
There's talks of us getting him for what 10, 11 million.
Yeah, but as James pointed out, you know that'll look good for their PSR. You know if they can get 10 million in homegrown player.
Homegrown player. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you remember when we were in the Premier League? We went for him. Do you remember that? And we wouldn't. We would. We were arguing over what, like 1.2 million difference in price, and they went, "Nah, you're not selling him." He's a good player. I don't know. I don't know.
He
We'll
has is
see.
he a brother? He's a twin, hasn't he? There's another one, another Longstaff. So
No,
there's I'm pretty sure there is.
it's Murphy. Plays for Portsmouth, isn't it
No,
Murphy?
it's Longstaff. I think the two of them, one of them's away somewhere else. The two of them were playing in the same match a while ago.
I
So
could have
they
swore
were.
that was the Murphy brothers. James would correct me if I'm wrong in that, but there's one plays for
You're right about the
Newcastle.
Murphy,
Oh, I am. Yeah.
but
Okay.
I'm talking about Longstaff.
I don't know then. Couldn't even tell you. It says here, put Longstop in holding him and what? Run right. Who's what? Am I reading that wrong? Put Longstop in the holding him and let
It's
him. Yeah, I'm reading that
that
wrong then.
sounds like you know what that sounds like. That sounds like Daniel Farke last season. You know, he just threw five strikers on and hoped with or the season before. You
Sounds
know, when we
about
were
right.
losing.
Sounds
You
about
know,
right.
throw the five strikers on. So is that Daniel Farke in disguise?
who's Matty? Matty and Sean Longstaff. Matty got released. Who's
Yeah,
Matty?
that's what it is. There's Matthew Longstaff and
Oh,
Sean Longstaff.
the
Yes,
twins.
aye, yes,
Gotcha.
that's who we're talking about.
So Newcastle have players, two sets of twins, Murphy and
Yeah,
Longstaff. Ah, right. Okay. Fucking Gary. I get half the stories and go with it. Don't like. I just kind of
aye.
go
So
with it.
he's moved to MLS. Both of
Gotcha.
them were at Newcastle,
Gotcha.
so they were.
So let's have a chat with James. James, who is Newcastle's first game of the season? I know the answer, by the way. I'm winding him up. Toronto. He's away to Toronto. Toronto. I lived there for a while. Couldn't stand it, to be honest with you. Anyway, yeah. So what do we think? You always get the teams like you have Spurs and you have United who had an absolute shit season. Like there's no doubt about it.
I don't think I hate to say it, but I don't think Man United can get any worse. You know,
Man
than this
United,
season.
hold my beer. I fucking love to see it. They're not the team. They're
It's,
shit. I don't think them.
I think they'll not be finishing where they finished last year. Spurs will be the same. Daniel Levy means business. He sacked the manager, even though he won the Europa League. So he's obviously, they're not going to finish where they finished.
Your
So them two will be higher up in the league.
thoughts on
So they
that?
will.
Thoughts on Spurs winning their first trophy in 17 years and sacking the manager? What's your thoughts on that? Just curious.
Well, thoughts. You can't lose 22 matches in the Premier League, and that's basically it in a
No,
nutshell.
I know.
You
I
lose
can.
22 matches, you're only giving yourself what, 16 games, to stay up. 16 matches to stay up. That's the what you have to look at.
Yeah, but it's still harsh after 17 years to lift the first trophy to go, listen, you've done something nobody else has done. You've
But
you've literally raised the hearts and soul of our club. Get out the
but
door.
what is you finishing in the top four in the Premier League money wise compared
Mm.
to winning the Europa League? What's the difference in revenue?
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Listen,
You
I want to
know,
bring.
it's
I want to bring this up. James Townsend was talking about Villa. I think Villa are struggling. It just shows you about the PSR. Villa qualified for the. Did they qualify for Champions League this year, or was it Europa they got into? Either
I
way, they
think
finished higher in the league. They got into some sort of European competition, and they have to sell, sell, sell. They are so financially screwed. Like
I can't understand. This is the thing. See all this finance fair play. It's kind of like a closed shop.
nobody knows the rules. The only one who benefits from it is the top six.
Yeah,
The rest of us have to eat peanuts. Like look at again, I can't stress this enough. Look at the money Newcastle have, right? And they cannot spend a penny
yeah.
because they're not allowed. Man City came in before the rule came out and went, "I'm going to be a FIFA manager here." That's why I hate Pep. Don't get me started in this. I'm having a good time in this chat, and I don't want
I
to be
think
getting into
it's.
Pep. Pep's a crap manager. Anybody disagree with me? I'll argue with you. He's not a good manager.
I think
If
the only way you can sort of well,
this
not say police it,
let's
but
do
you just
this.
drop it.
Hmm.
You just turn around and say, "Look, spend what you want." That's what I think.
If the owners are willing to put their hand in their pocket, go for it. It's because over the years, I see personally, I think Leeds started that trend of spend what you want, and they screwed that over for everybody else. We went,
But
we're,
Portsmouth as well. Portsmouth, I think, were the first team to go into administration in the Premier League.
no,
We didn't go
we
into administration in the Premier League.
in the championship we did.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Premier League.
Mm. Yeah, Portsmouth are they got taken over by the fans as
We're
well,
in
didn't they?
Premier League. We're going by Premier League rules.
Here's one here for you. Pep sucks. Blowing. Stuck blowing. he is. He is.
Uh, I I
Oh,
don't know
is that
what
is
what
that
happened
another
last
West
year.
Ham reference? No, he's not. Listen, look at it's a Leeds channel, so screw it. Marcelo Bielsa took over Leeds, right? I'm gonna go back to this just with Pep. You've got me. You've got me. So you're gonna hear me rant for a couple of minutes. And took over a mid-tier, crappy championship club and got them ninth in the Premier League. How he coached the players, he trained the players, he sat down with them, he went on. Jurgen Klopp came into Liverpool when Liverpool were at their worst. I think they finished seventh or eighth. Don't quote me on that. And he won the league with them. He coached them, so on and so forth. Pep, I remember the year that they lost the Premier League over COVID when Liverpool won their first title. The first 5 or 6 games, it was still open. And Pep's motto, train the players, is our defence sucks and spend 200 million on a whole new back four. That's his coaching philosophy. He was at Real Madrid,
Yeah,
he was at Barcelona at their prime with unlimited amount of money. He then went to Bayern Munich, who had the prime Bayern Munich, and he had unlimited amount of money. He then went to Man City, bought the best team in the world, and had unlimited amount of money. And he's turned around to be the best manager in the world. He destroys players. Look at Grealish. I hate Grealish. I'm not a big fan of him, but at Aston Villa, Grealish drove at every single player he could get his hands on. When's the last time you see Grealish? He gets down the wing, he turns back and passes it back to the defensive midfielder. That's all Man City do. They're not good. They're not good.
see, a whole lot of the play went through Rodri. You know,
Not even that. I
before
mean,
he got injured.
no, but even look at the 2020 season when Liverpool won the league. They were playing crap, and he ended up buying a whole new back four. Somebody's walking in my room. Hello. You want to say hello? Hi. Right, now beat it. Go away now. Got a guest.
That's what.
Sorry about
That's
that.
what you get rid of.
As I hear him, go away, do one. James says here, Pep's always walked into a good team. That's my point. Never had to build one. There was, until he sold the Arsenal, what do you call Jesus? Jesus. Until he sold Jesus to Arsenal, he's never made a profit on a player.
Well,
That says a lot.
look at Phillips. They're going to lose money on Phillips. They're going to lose money on Grealish, but yet they're
Well,
still able to wheel and deal, and the whole PSR thing.
okay, Man City went out last year in January and they bought 4 new defenders again, and they've played 11 minutes between them. There was like
You know,
90 odd
it's
million they spent, and I just, you can't. Sorry, let's move on from Pep. It'll wind me up. It'll wind me up. Right, so you're saying 16th, 17th. That's what you're going for.
yeah,
I'm saying 15th.
I think so.
I personally think Wolves are going to be worse. I think there's a couple of teams that are going to be worse than us. Brentford, Wolves, West Ham. I'm still convinced West Ham. Again, it's early days. The transfer window's only open. Who knows? Time will tell. Time will tell. Listen, but what we'll do, we'll start to wrap it up for now. We're into 40 minutes. We'll try not to go too long. Just to let you all know, going forward, we will be getting a video out every Saturday night, whether it be live or pre-recorded. It will be there. I'm doing Leeds versus. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't do Pep. Can't do Pep. Sorry. Anyway, going forward, we will be doing Leeds versus. I'm hoping, James, you're one of these people to get another fan on. So, for an example, Leeds versus Everton. I've planned to get an Everton fan on. We'll have a post-match, a pre-match, just to have a chat about the game, what their thoughts are, back and forth. I have you as a Newcastle fan. Of loads coming up. We're going to come on, have a laugh. We'll do pre-matches, post-matches. We'll do as much as we can. Anyway, there's no guarantee on how much I can commit to it, because work, family, and that wee rat that walked in there. He's not a rat, I'm joking. But the wee monkeys that walk in keep you busy anyway. Listen, before we go, Arn, anything else you want to top up with? Anything you want to say before we move on here?
Yes. Pre-season Dublin.
Yes.
Are you excited for it
Yes.
or what?
Mate, I've got the tickets. You need to book the Guinness factory. We're doing that. I know I
Yes,
keep saying let's do it,
we
let's do it.
will.
I've been flat out.
We'll
Definitely
be down in
100%.
Dublin, so we'll
AC Milan.
definitely down in AC Milan, Aviva.
Yes. That's
Many
right.
years was the last time we played them, 2001. So you're talking 24 years.
Was that the last time
If
they
my
were?
maths are
No,
correct,
but they were up at the north after that, weren't they?
2000, 2001.
No,
So I
they
don't
were
think we've
in.
played them since.
No, but we did play in
So
the
I
north
haven't.
at some
So
point, didn't we?
yes, we played Glentoran,
That's the one. I was at that laugh.
2009.
We were
And
both
the
at that.
couple of games down, south, and I think it was Shamrock. I think they went to
Hmm.
Bohemians. Maybe I can't remember off the top of my head. But I went to the Glentoran game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them coming over, going down to the Aviva. Obviously going to the Guinness factory, getting the train down early,
Get it down
going to
early,
the
early.
Guinness factory,
You
a
have
few
to do it.
pints, maybe head to the Temple Bar.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
I know people say don't go there; it's a tourist trap, but
The
I've
one
never
off.
been, and I want to see what the hype's about.
You're a
So I
tourist for
do.
the
So
day. You're a tourist for the day.
so
You're
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I love on the back of the table, mate. By the way, behind you, the wee Ellen Road statue.
I've got the wee mini Ellen Road.
You have to
So I
update that
have.
now. We're getting a big stadium, mate. You're gonna have to get more
Yes,
jigsaw
but
pieces and update that.
I know, mate. I know. But sure, it's all part of history, mate. So this
That's
moving
it.
forward.
It has to be done, mate. It has to be. I actually do like that. I do like it. Well, listen, that's us for today, folks. Listen, thank you very much for calling in, showing up. Get your comments in. If you want to be on the channel, send me a message. Where are we? I'm trying to get used to the cameras. Send me a message down here on Instagram. If you want to come on the channel, absolutely, it'd be my pleasure to have you on. We'll have a chat about your football team. Couldn't care less who you support. what I do want to say before I go, this is important. I'm doing a giveaway on this channel, right? And this is key. I want 100 likes and 100 subscribes. As soon as I hit that, I will randomly pick someone and I will buy you the football top of your choice. I couldn't care less the amount, just not Man United. I'll get the wife to buy that one. I will buy any other football top. Like the channel, subscribe
don't
to
want
the
that.
channel. I know. And I will promise I'll randomly pick someone live on the channel and the top is yours, whatever you want. I've also got merch with my t-shirts on them. They're going for sale, but I'm going to update that. They're our brand as well, so we'll get that all going. But as of now, Adam, I'll get you on the next one. Folks, thank you very much for watching. As of now, boom! Leeds 15th in the league. Fuck West Ham. Bye for now.